Let's talk now to Rob Harris, sports correspondent for the Associated Press. He's in Lisbon for these games. Rob, great to have you on with us. Give us an idea about the sort of restrictions and precautions that are in place for the teams.
Well, the biggest restriction is the fact, of course, there were no fans allowed in any of the stadiums. Behind me at Benfica's ground tonight, Atalanta against Paris Saint-Germain, be largely empty. Just a few hundred of us allowed in there, including the players. And outside the stadium, though, this morning, did find a few Atalanta fans. They couldn't resist coming over from Bergamo. Such a big occasion for the club, the first time ever in the Champions League, and they've reached the quarter-finals. But they're very much going to have to stay on the outside. We're, even as media, restricted in terms of our access to the players because they're all being regularly tested for COVID-19. They have to produce those negative findings to be allowed to enter the stadium. And there was that stark reminder of the ongoing threat from the coronavirus hanging over this tournament when two Atletico players tested positive at the weekend, and they've not been able to make the trip over here to Lisbon, the very short trip, and it even delayed their planning, delayed training. But the competition is going to get underway. Atletico's game will go ahead against Leipzig, but so many restrictions, so much disinfectant being used around the place, and so much social distancing should be happening.
And just give us an idea as to what's at stake for football here. Is it a possible template for future Champions League in the coming seasons, even World Cup qualifiers in the next few weeks and months?
Well, normally if you're gathering in August to watch some of Europe's biggest teams playing each other, we'd expect it to be a pre-season tournament without much to play for. And it's those sort of lucrative occasions that bigger teams want to happen more often on the big stage. And it'll be interesting to see going forward whether this actually is the forerunner to a potential template to something like a Super League. But what the big clubs across Europe won't like, Real Madrid, Juventus, Liverpool, is the fact they're not here. And teams like Atalanta are in the quarter-finals, so are Leipzig, and they've earned their place here on merit. But the fact we're playing these single games rather than two legs will add the new sort of spice and new, I think, sense of importance to each of the games. There's no second chances. Once the game is being played, you've got to complete the job on the day. But I think the big success for UEFA will be actually completing this tournament, because I think there are times when the Champions League might look like it wouldn't finish, because these games should have been played originally, of course, in April.
Rob Harris, sports correspondent for the Associated Press, joining us there live in Lisbon. Rob, thank you so much for your time.